Misinformation Agency. May larger budget pa yan. Yes, ma'am.
That's actually the same question I also asked during the hearing because there seems to be
Yes.
an overlapping. Just so that we are clear with the functions. The PIA, even there is a new head. We have a new head of the PIA. During the hearing, we had another head. Unfortunately, I asked a question which the head could not answer accurately. I hope that was not the reason for the change of the head. Anyway, so the PIA is the only government information network that can reach the grassroots, spanning 16 regional offices, 78 provincial information centers, the chief information arm with expertise in development communications. The functions include establishing and maintaining regional and provincial information centers, focusing on planning communication programs, providing basic information about government and on different particular interests to the community. Now, what is the News and Information Bureau? The NIB manages the Philippine News Agency, the government's official news wire service. The PNA's role is to provide news content, disseminate information about the government's policies, programs. It gathers, produces, distributes news reports to media outlets. The NIB facilitates and manages the accreditation of foreign press and visiting journalists under the International Press Center.
So thank you. Thank you. Tama po ba na kunyari, para lang kunyari i-organize namin yung thoughts namin, si NIB content or software, si PIA parang network or infra or hardware siya, pababa. Okay, sige. Sige po. Thank you for that distinction. Is the NPO also before us? NPO? NPO. Okay, so ang question ko lang sa NPO, what would be the NPO's role in the upcoming 2025 elections?
The NPO is an attached agency, Mr. President. It is one of the 3 government-recognized printers mandated to print government-accountable forms, such as the ballots specific to the NPO, and other non-accountable forms, such as the official gazette.
So, and NPO will also be part of the printing of the ballots in 2025?
Yes, Mr. President.
But it's not reflected in NPO's budget because the money will come from COMELEC. Ganun po ba yan? Sige.
COMELEC provides the budget.
So,
they are the printers.
So for the 2025 budget of NPO, we did not put any amount preparatory to its role in the 2025 elections. Wala, nothing.
Not in the
Nothing.
NPO budget.
Yes, nothing. Okay, so can afford. Is the NPO also part of the printing of the national ID?
The national ID, it's not in any budget. Is it? Are they the ones printing it? No. Not to my
Kung may role lang,
knowledge.
tinatanong ko lang kung may role. No role.
No, Mr. President.
Who's the head of the NPO? Andito siya. Sige pa. Attorney Carlos, sige. Thank you. Last question, ma'am. Last question. Last topic or maybe last question also. In 2022, the SWS reported that 51% of Filipinos, so majority, find it difficult to spot fake news on media. So what are the policies as well as specific programs of PCO which are meant to combat fake news and misinformation?
Thank you for that. That's very important. We know that the PCO prioritizes educating the public on the various strategies and motivations behind disinformation and misinformation. As mandated by the Secretary, the state media under the PCO shall identify fact-check officers who will address mis- and disinformation. So the PCO launched the Media and Information Literacy Campaign, MIL, to proactively combat mis- and disinformation. The approach focuses on education, awareness, equipping the public with the skills to critically assess information that they consume. And so it can go on and on. So they have the fact checkers. perhaps we can do that in all our offices. Kasi galit na galit na ako pag linilihis. Una, it could be incomplete, inaccurate, misinformation, disinformation, or it could be copy-paste. Isa pang delikado na to chat GPT, linalagay sa speech, di ba? It's maaring kina-copy-paste from other sources. Anyway, so there are efforts to fight misinformation and disinformation, Mr. President. So there's an information campaign for the public to be critical consumers of information. The target audience are the youth and teachers and educators. There's capacity building for media and stakeholders. They have a partnership with Google, TikTok, MIL for ASEAN Network, GMA7, UNACOM. What's PAMIL? And PAMIL? What is PAMIL? Philippine Association of Media Information Learn. Okay. Yes.
So, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I heard the phrase capacity building. That means may nagti-training, nag-offer sila ng training. So siguro if they're very experienced in offering training on how to manage, spot or correct fake news, siguro out of a sense of corporate social responsibility, if we can ask PCO to also train our offices.
Immediately, I don't think
yeah.
we have to wait, Mr. President, for next year's budget.
Yes.
In fact, after we pass this budget, they can schedule within the month of November in one of the committee rooms, all our media staff, legislative, everyone, senators' offices and the secretariat, basic, what are the tenets of factual writing, consumption of news. In fact, I was asking the other day, how do you spot a speech or a press release that's not from Chat GPT? Malay ko yung churn out ng ibang mga staff natin galing sa Chat GPT, right?
Yes,
so, because long ago, you could monitor if copy-paste. I know there was an app before from my second term that, alam mo tala yun, di ba kayo nila Beck? You could spot if it's copy-pasted, but if it's called from Chat GPT, I don't know if there is an app that can monitor that.
So, did we get the commitment of my compare, Secretary Cesar Chavez, Your Honor,
Nag-amend ba?
that his office will organize as soon as possible before the year ends? Okay, kasi excited din kami kasi kailangan parati rin kami tinatanong niya kung kunyari kahit nag-hearing tayo rito, they want real-time fact checking. Siyempre,
Yes, that's
ang
true.
hirap din yun kasi that's why we need the experience of PCO. What technology do we need, and what knowledge and technical skills do our people need to have? So I'm looking forward to that seminar, Madam Chairwoman. So thank you.
We all agree, Mr. President, that knowledge is power. And knowledge, using that power to generate knowledge, can actually save lives and livelihood. Just like in cascading the information, let's say, from the Weather Bureau, from Pag-asa. If it is not understood, if it is not given in a timely manner, if it is not accurate, if it's very scientific and just like a copy-paste, the rain should be like this, often it is not understood. Natataas ba ang tubig? At what time? So even that, they should work with the agencies that give out early warning systems so that everyone understands. We know that Bisaya or Cebuano is often used. Filipino is used in some areas, but I think that there should be translation of early warning systems of information that could be used by our farmers, our fisher folks, by our DRR officers in every LGU. That is why I think this Barangay Information Officers Network, you're from Marikina, it is important. You can amend your budget. I did amend mine. So that in constituencies and LGUs, where I want to have specific information, barangay purok sitio level, you will know what's going on. Hindi naman siguro puro marites, substantial information that can help you make wizened decisions. This is the barangay information officers that serve as conduits of information, ensuring the timely, accurate, and relevant communications between the national and the barangay level. So they share government updates and relay local issues to higher authorities, both ways. So let's say Marikina, tumataas ang iyong ilog dyan, o paano kayo naaapektuhan? If you will amend your budget so that you will have, how many barangays do you have in the whole city or even in the district where you are running for congressman?
Right.
It would be good to have barangay information officers so that you can give the information on weather, on floods, on early warning systems, and not just that, maybe on sino sa mga indigent families ang nagla-maintenance na kailangan ng libreng gamot. Sino ang mga batang hindi pa na bakuna? Ang daming impormasyon eh. 'Di ba? Sino ang mga natupad na at na-AX na pero na o sino ang 4-piece na SLP o hindi nakakatanggap ng SLP? Sino ang matatanda, senior citizens na mahirap na hindi updated ang social pension? Ayan, lahat ng sinasabi ko, pinaparinig ko sa inyo, yun ang gagawin nyo sa akin. Importante. At ano yung mga threats? Ano yung threats dyan? Threat ba sa peace and order, criminal activities, o meron bang pusher dyan or user? Or meron ba dyan illegal gambling? Diba? So ang dami, whether it's in the security issue, domestic, or it could be health issues, it could be MSMEs. Let's say, example na lang, in Lemery in Taal, that was sunk sa barangays by mud flows. Ilang barangay ang nalubog. Sa barangay na nalubog, ilang health center ang natabunan at anong kailangan na equipment sa health center na yon na maaring ibigay mula sa HFEP, hindi next year, ngayon taong ito. Alam ko po yan. Kanina po dumating si Senator Binay, sabi niya, ang ganda naman ng suot mo. Sabi ko, ito'y gawang barangay sa Taal. Natuklasan ko, ginagawa pala yung iba sa Barangay Gulod at sa Bagong Pook sa Lemery, ang back office ng embroidery. Sinuyod ko po ang mga barangay at household sa barangay. Natuklasan ko na may 101 embroiderers pala sa Barangay Gulod sa Lemery, Batangas. So para akong barangay information officer. So yung 101 na yun po, pinapunta ko ang DOLE para magkaroon ng DOLE Kabuhayan Package. Pinapuntahan ko po sa DTI para makita kung kwalipikado sila sa shared services facilities. Papapuntahan ko sa NCCA para malaman natin yung assistance to artisans kung compliant sila. And hindi po nila alam that these government programs for assistance to micro enterprises exist. So what am I saying? This can be replicated in Tagaytay City, in Marikina City, in Antique, in Batangas, in Camarines Sur, San Fernando, where Attorney Doblon is from, wherever. So, napakahalaga. Just like yesterday when I suggested that the minority leader amend the budget for a specific provision in one of the interpellations,
DFA.
this will be very helpful to you.
Sige po.
And
Yes.
it will not be expensive.
Thank you for the
Ayan.
advice, Your Honor. Is Attorney Doblon finally running also for office?
I am very fortunate to have her in my
Running away.
office.
Okay.
Yes.
Running away from the
The
idea
genius of the budget.
of running in elections. But at any rate, that would be all, Mr. President, because the budgetary levels, I find them to be reasonable anyway, Mr. President. Dumaan na rin yan sa microscopic study ng ating under the microscope of our chairwoman. So congratulations to the PCO family. We wish you all the best for next year. And thank you to our chairwoman. Thank you for your patience. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Minority Leader. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, there being no other reservation for interpellation,
Thank you very much to our minority leader. Whenever he interpolates, it's always not just interesting, but very helpful. So I thank the good minority leader. Thank you, Mr. President.
again,
Please
Mr.
proceed,
President,
Majority Leader.
there being no other reservation for interpellation, I move that the budgets of the following: Presidential Communications Office, Presidential Communications Office proper, Presidential Broadcast Service, Bureau of Broadcast Services, Bureau of Communication Services, National Printing Office, News and Information Bureau, Philippine Information Agency, Presidential Broadcast Staff, RTBM, budgetary support to government corporations, Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation, and the Philippine Television Network,
Peoples.
Inc., People's Television Network, Inc., be deemed submitted for the Senate's consideration and approval. I so move, Mr. President.
Is there an objection? There being none, the motion is hereby approved.
1 minute suspension, Mr. President.
Session suspended.